to another episode of St. Vincent, Untold Stories. On this episode, we feature Owani Hutchinson, a young artiste from St. Vincent and the Grenadines who had big dreams, who went to Trinidad and got caught between a turf war where the Six Gang, the Rasta City, and the Muslim City does business.
Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, please remember to hit the subscriber button, hit the like button, and hit the bell icon. If you wish to see more videos like these, it is said that Owani had journeyed to Trinidad to spend some time with his sister. And while he was there, he was enjoying his stay. But it so happened that the pandemic came and he tried to leave, but he couldn't because the borders were closed. Don't tell me that you have never heard about Rebel 6, Kill Lion, Princess Owani, Jalan, Plumpy and all these guys, Trinibad. There was a time when a DJ Palmer One Vibes cartel was incarcerated and they were looking for the new face of a dancehall. And a lot of artists rose out of Trinidad and they called themselves the Trinibad movement. And they started to promote their area, Marabella, Lavanti. And the movement spread across the Caribbean like a wildfire. Just imagine at the time, dancehall artists were rushing to the features with Trinidad artists. The men began to showcase a different image. They had some gold chain, like what Shabarangs used to wear back in the 90s. But they were more yellow than Shabarang's chain. Those chain were so big that they could tie a cattle, but the men still wore them. It was the first time I was seeing such yellow gold. A long time ago, when Vincentians were leaving for Trinidad, they used to tell you to leave all your jewels at home, because if you had on a bracelet, men would take off your hand, much less too if you had on a necklace. You know, they would take it off right. And it won't be easy if you put up a resistance. You know, there's a lot of Vincentians living in Lavanti. Lavanti is known to be a bad place. I remember that I had a friend who had some brothers living in Lavanti. And they made a mistake and got into an altercation with some boys in the area. Boy, and the men painted the street red. They made sure that they took out most of the brothers. And two had to go away. And one had to come back to St. Vincent. Because the heat was too much. The men kept coming. They kept banging on the line. Remember I told you that in St. Vincent we had a movement called Dodon, which meant that if you created beef, it would not end until all is gone. Well, in Trinidad, even though all is gone in Trinidad, they would find your other siblings elsewhere. One time, a friend of mine went down to South to buy a boat from a South man that he met on a Facebook. And when he got to the area, the man showed him the boat and told him, look, give me the money now, let me go for the number. Boy, who told him to do that? He arrived there 7 in the morning and he was there until about 6 p.m. The true owner for the boat came up and said, my friend, what are you doing here? The Vinci man said, I came to buy this boat. The man said, are you mad? Buy my boat. Who told you I was selling the boat? The man said he met a man on Facebook. And the man encouraged him to buy the boat. When they went back and checked the man's profile, the man was already deleted. You know, like when a bee hold on to honey and they clung on to it. A man down there would take your vehicle about 6 a.m. And by 7 a.m. it is already stripped down to the frame. You see, you have to be a scientist to survive in Trinidad. There are a lot of smart people because they have a lot of industries down there. So they are really advanced. So you have to be on top of the game if you want to survive. While Owani was in Lavanti, he kept complaining that he was not feeling safe. He did not like the area, probably because of the many po-po Imagine being in a place where every night machines are beating off. Tack, 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 from all different directions. Tack, tack, tack. A teacher of mine that used to live back in Trinidad, he said one time that the thing down there was that if you hear the machine, it means that you are not the one that was sent to the graveyard. But if you don't hear it, that's you.
One day, while some men were doing repairs on a house, masked men ran up in the area and just started to beat off the machines. Cat ran, dog ran. Even a thief man who was making an attempt to break a shop ran. The men fired the machines as if they didn't care who got it. Owani picked up several small steel about his body and was sent to the graveyard. The sister began to cry, saying she was the one who invited him there. Mistaken identity? Problems with the gangs in the area? Or was it extortion? Did he have to pay someone? This is definitely a sad story. If it wasn't for the pandemic, he would have been out of South. One time a South man was having problems with his neighbor's pigs, always coming in the land to destroy his crops. The neighbor denied. He decided to give the pigs some dika. The next day, when he met in the crops, the pigs got instant diarrhea and couldn't hold it back. The man called the neighborhood and showed him what the pigs did. The neighbor still denied. When he went over to his house, his entire porch was brown and smelling from the brown substance.
Untold stories. You want to say condolences to the family of Owani, and we wish that those who did that to him are brought to justice. You see, the sister said that it was playing on her conscience. But sis, don't worry yourself. It wasn't your fault. I had a friend who had a journey to South a long time ago, and he just went for a funeral. And some unknown assailants went and beat off several machines inside the house. My friend didn't get to make it back home. You see, Trinidad is not the only place that have bad men. The rest of the Caribbean does. But because Trinidad is bigger, the gangs are bigger. But just like how St Vincent have hot spots like Edinburgh and Otley Hall and these places, Trinidad have some hot spots as well, like Laventille, Marabella. But not all the areas are hot. I know people living there for a long time, and they have never been in problems. But it was an unfortunate situation with Owani. And for a long time now, the people of Trinidad have been complaining. See, a lot of non-nationals are coming into the island, especially from Venezuela. But we are all one people across the world. But some people have to know how to conduct themselves properly when they go into other people's country. So if the Venezuelan are committing crime over there, they need to stop. Then told us stories. We are warning all other bad boys and begging them to put the machines down. Those in Trinidad, those in Jamaica, those in St. Vincent. You see, one might say, but untold. Trinidad has 900 and Jamaica have 1500 and St. Vincent have 45. But what do they do to judge it per capita?